So here we are with Jan, drummer from AMORPHIS, the mighty AMORPHIS, who are in town. But I have just very few questions about your new album, Under the Red Sun.
Red Cloud.
Under the Red Cloud, right? It's been a part of the Finnish culture, or where does the title come from, or?
The title is actually originally named after some Indian chief called Red Cloud, but it's not, of course, obviously not about Indians. But the title is, I think it's something threatening. You know, this somehow reflects the state of the world today through the mythology of Finland. So it's kind of a man's journey through the difficulties of life and things to come and stuff like that. So I'm not probably the best person to explain that, because I'm a drummer and I don't do the lyrics, and we have a lyricist, Pekka Kainulainen,
who did also the Tales from the Thousand Lake?
No, Tales from the Thousand Lake is based on the national poem book Kalevala.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Thing. And after that, Elegy is based on other...
Kantele?
Yeah, on Kanteletar, which is it's kind of a songbook from Kalevala. And then the rest, in the middle, there's albums with the lyrics was done by the former singer Pasi.
Oh, yes.
And also, after Tommy joined the band, we have kind of brought back this theme to Kalevala, and some albums are based on certain characters from that book.
So yes, that brings us to AMORPHIS has been one of the few bands who is not afraid of taking your own folklore music and your folk lyrics and putting it into this heavy metal or very heavy sound.
Right.
How is the perception of the Finnish people about this folk music turning into metal?
Well, it's been positive, basically. I mean, of course, obviously we are internationally acclaimed band, so it's good for Finnish people and the Finnish culture that somebody is actually bringing the message on, and like. There's a lot of people that they bring Kalevala, so they be buying these books and stuff, and they're really interested about the Finnish folklore because of us.
Yes, at the same time, I want to make a parallel, because sometimes in South America or even Africa, or the heavy metal bands from down there, they don't see their culture as a valuable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They always try to sound the Swedish that metal sound, or the American Floyd that sound, or even the Viking sound, and they are completely different. And you guys embrace your culture. So was there a motivation for you guys to see, like, no, nobody has done that? Or it was more like you guys are really into nationalism and stuff?
Yeah, well, we are not nationalists.
No, I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah, but like, I mean, it is important part of our culture, and it is something that we learn in school, and it is important for us, and because it is very unique. I mean, not a lot of nations have a similar kind of folklore than we do, and it's really cool, and it's actually really suitable for metal music, because the stories are very dark and very and yeah. For your question, like, I think in this field of music we were basically one of the first ones to do it back in the days, back in '94 when Tales of the Thousand Lake album came out. And after that, there would be a lot of followers.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and doing the same thing, kind of, sort of influenced by us. And I don't know why people don't do it that much. I mean, in South America or something, it would be cool to.
Yeah, absolutely.
To bring out
some part of the culture,
Indian stuff or whatever.
Yes, that's true. Well, talking about Tales of it. I mean, even before that, you are the original drummer. and for a long time you guys had like an amazing career with Pasi, right? Your former vocal. I mean, it was first Tommy singing.
Right.
Was it right?
Yeah.
And then Pasi came, and I would say the most well-known, at least in South America, were Tales of Bison Lake and Elegy were big down there. However, after Tommy, the new Tommy came, the band got bigger, and it's very rare that that happens in. Seems to love the old stuff on Tommy's voice. So why do you think that happened?
Well, I think there's many reasons, at least a couple of reasons. But I mean, well, the musical direction with Pasi obviously got more soft.
Yes.
So it got away a little bit out of that like
dark element,
dark metal style, and then brought elements from like saxophone and stuff like that, and it was cool stuff. I'm also a fan of Pasi's era stuff, and I also did. And when Tommy joined the band, I think we kind of merged the two styles of the band's history, you know, the softer style and the more extreme style. So we brought back the growling vocals, because Tommy is obviously great doing that, and so we kind of managed to bring together all the styles from the band's history and the future in the same package. And Tommy obviously is a great singer.
Funny enough, after Tommy joined, you had like 3 albums being #1 in Finland.
Even more, I think.
Even more now, right? So is the new album? It's with Jan Rechberger, right? As introduction. How was working with him?
Well, it was great. I mean,
he's one of the best. Yes.
Like a multi-talent professional producer. Then we were huge fans of many bands, you know, many albums that he has been working with, like Opeth and Catatonia, Paradise Lost, and stuff like that. So, and previously we were working with Peter Tägtgren on Circle album, was also great collaboration. But we kind of liked Jens's sound and Jens's ways of working, or his like his
approach.
Production sounded great all the time, and it's really consistent, like on his sound. And it was very hard for us to work with, because he made us work. Really
he's very perfectionist. I heard. Right?
He's crazy in that sense. I mean, but we had like a pre-production, which we usually never did. So he came to Finland, he came to our rehearsal place, and we went through all the arrangements and the songs and compositions, and he chose the songs. We had over 25 songs for the album. So Jens was actually
he chose the ones.
List and, you know, narrowing it down to the, I think we did 14 tracks or 13 tracks in the end of the day. So he was choosing the songs for the album, and it was really good collaboration with Jens. He made us work really hard, and I've never experienced anything like that before.
And will you go back to him on a future album, probably, or?
Sure. We have actually plans to work with him with the next album also.
Okay, so that brings to another reason. Your relationship with Nuclear Blast, it's been long and strong for many years. But do you guys have creative control on everything, or they kind of pull you guys towards some direction?
No, we have creative control over everything. We don't allow outsiders to be part of our art.
So it's not. I mean, obviously you guys haven't done it, but you will never go in towards more like a cash grabbing trend, like sound, trying to have a single that's very radio friendly, and then
no. We have radio friendly singles, like Silver Bride, House of Sleep,
true.
Sacrifice, that are playing in the radio in Finland every day. But it's also something that we don't do intentionally. We don't plan.
It just happens.
It just happens. We just happen to have a really strong track that fits the radio, and sometimes maybe we can do an edit if the song is too long for radio, for example, we can cut something and make like a radio edit. But
So how you guys, I mean, see the current metal as a way of living? Is it shrinking compared, for example, electronic music or any other genres, or you still see that it's strong?
well, that's a good question. It used to be really strong in Finland, for example, and in Germany, and still is very strong in Finland and in Germany. But yeah, I mean, yeah, electronic music is getting huge, and now it's a little bit like major festivals, bigger festivals, for example, rock festivals are turning into electronic music festivals.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
they're
and
not
hybrids,
very
and
artists.
yeah.
And I'm a little bit concerned it might get harder in the future. We are still doing very good in Europe and in Finland particularly, and I hope it stays that way. But you know, it's something like, it's a good question. It's happening. That it's actually maybe going down a little bit.
Is obviously it's a generational thing, but do you think people are not as angry as they used to be, and usually heavy metal comes with anger and resentment against what's happening, and for the only until Trump got now we can start feeling again people getting angry for everything and resettle. So there might be a revival of aggressive music in that sense.
Yeah, probably, and you know, but I don't know the reason for that. You know, for example, there's a lot of metal bands in Finland, and everybody always keeps asking like, why is metal coming from Finland? Because are you guys so angry and it's so dark and desperate and stuff like? But I mean, we are.
I don't know. Maybe
happy,
the weather.
Happy guys. You know, in that sense. It is not like for us. It's not an outburst of aggression. For us,
Right.
it's making music and being an artist.